vibe, sweeter than a million bees. People live 1,000 lives and never feel this free. Million people coming down, dancing to a song. Find peace anywhere you come.
So we are just here to talk about current affairs and what is going on in our country, because there's a lot of crazy things happening. So I decided that I wanted to start with some uplifting music, because I believe that we need to be uplifted right now. The place is in a mess. We see it happening every day. We see it happening every day. Things are just getting bad. Things are just getting worse and worse as the day progresses. And so, therefore, we need some love. We need some love in the atmosphere. We need something that will hold us together, something that will make us feel good. Okay, so, getting on to our topics for today, I would like to start with... How do you hear me? You hear me better now? Okay, all right, yes. Blessed morning again to all listeners and viewers here at the Street 919 FM. I am Small Dread, and this is You Talk with Small Dread, just a small placeholder, just so we could have stuff going on. I am here to talk to you all about current affairs, nothing new, but I just decided to start with some very uplifting music, because I think that we need some love in the air right now. A lot of people are very down. Those who are down financially, emotionally, spiritually, and we need some sort of love translating through the air, something diffusing and making us feel good. So, to open my topics today, we are seeing a lot that is happening with the police service versus the quote-unquote 1%. And I would like to gauge all listeners and viewers and all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension those who are outside, that we should not allow ourselves to be distracted by what I would consider to be simple things, mainly because there are a lot worse happening out here. There are a lot worse. If anything, I'd like to extend congratulations to that teacher in Tobago who are doing her best to try to ensure that her students have, devices and whatnot to continue with this upcoming school term, because the education of our students is on the line right now. I personally know a lot of students who are not in school or not exposed to this new way of schooling that we have with the online, because they do not have devices or because they do not have Wi-Fi connectivity, and they have not received any calls. My brother, for instance, my little brother, they called. The school called and said this week that they would call them in to receive the packages and whatnot. So we are awaiting that call. And I could just imagine how much more are under that. So the future of our students are really on the line. I don't want to bash the Ministry of Education for what they are doing. I don't want to say whether or not they could do more, because I personally do not know what they are facing. Maybe there are regulations or whatever systemic blockages that they are. We would hope that they would overcome it, because the education is important. I was reading in the papers this morning that they are receiving a lot of heat from the opposition, particularly MP Anita Haynes. And to me is really and truly, if you cannot help the problem and give a solution, leave the problem. It's like, if better can be done, let the worst continue, because you're not really helping when you critique in a way where you're just saying what is wrong and you're not really saying giving proper, recommendations or anything. And that was not a political stance. That was just basically me, saying it from a human perspective, from a human mind, very simply, So I will gauge everyone before we start the discussion. I would like to start to join us on the live here on the Street 919 FM on Facebook, Street 919 FM on Facebook and on YouTube, I believe. We will be live, broadcasting live. I am not seeing the live though. Let me see if I get it. And also you can call us in at 342-0081. That number again is 342-0081, or WhatsApp us at 771-1791. 771-1791. And for all our overseas listeners, you can call us at 7188743860. 7188743860. So, what we really want to do, we want to talk about whether or not we believe that what is being done by the Ministry of Education is good enough for let's say progressing through this pandemic with regards to where education of our students is concerned. So blessed morning to all of us on Facebook, to Miss Joyce, to Lawrence, just shouting out to some of the people that we have here on the live. To Mr. Ian, I do not have information on that at this time, and I do not wish to, continue down with that. But anyway, please share the live. Please share the live. We'd like to open discussion about this. Do you think that the government is doing enough or have put enough things in place where education is concerned during this pandemic? Okay, so I am seeing your comments on Facebook, so you could comment on Facebook and share with me, or you could call in at 342-0081 and 771-1791. That number again is 342-0081. WhatsApp us at 771-1791. Or you could call us, for overseas, you could call us in at 7188743860. Okay, so we have a question coming in. Dread, my question is why Amalgamated Security Service is operating within the prison service? Okay, well, that is a very interesting question, sir. But one, it's not on the topic, and two, I am not really sure. I do not really have information on that at this time. But I'm sure if you do, you could call in, or you could message us right here on Facebook and enlighten us and fill us in with some of your ideas on the topic or discussion. All right, so I welcome everyone, and so moving on, we have a very itchy topic coming on the line, which with regards to the 1% and their private beaches and private parties and them being exempted from the law in some people's minds, and them being above the law in some people's minds. I would like people to understand that this, even if that is the case, it really isn't nothing new. It's not like they are the only people. Some people who have like a lawyer partner or a lawyer friend, a police friend. You're driving down the bus route, a police friend pull you over. He say, boy, just get off the bus route now. When under the law, you're supposed to get a ticket, like these kind of things. So a lot of people do get graces and these kind of things. Do not allow ourselves to be distracted by this. Okay, the education system is really in a bad position right now, and I am telling you that we would have lots of issues with what we have. Okay, so someone on Facebook said, we have a new Minister of Education. She's trying her very best. Let's give her a chance to get used to this new venture, and I agree totally 100%. Again, as I said, this is not a political stance, but I do believe that anything new deserves time to mature, to get used to, because it's like a working system. It's never been done before. We have never, ever had anything like this before, where students have to literally work from home, and we have to understand that critiquing the moves that they make is not in the best taste or in the best idea for moving forward where progression is concerned, simply because it is not helping the situation. They are, to what they would say, doing their best, So let's just give them a chance, at least give it the first term. Let's see if any progressions are made, any changes are made, or anything is, anything in particular is done that we could say, yes, they're doing a good job or not. I think 1 week into the term is not enough, because, as I said, we have had nothing like this before. This is very new to everyone. You know, even us here. Okay, so we are receiving a call. Let me just... Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning, sir. How are you?
I am very fine. How are you?
Not too bad. What's your name?
This is Small Dread. You talk with Small Dread.
Small Dread.
Yes.
All right, no problem. Now, here what, man? As I stated, for the people and them who have private beach, private food, private property, there's no problem with that. My problem is you have a law that says you cannot gather, congregate with over a certain quantity. I don't care if it's private or not. There is a quantum limit. There is a quantity limit.
Yes, yes.
And if you pass that, you can have your place in hell. You have to get charged. I don't care how private it is. Because if in my own home, in anybody else's home, they say families cannot gather. When we have our private funeral, we can't have more than 10. When we have our private church services, we can't have more than 10.
Yeah.
But people could gather in more than 10 in the private swimming pool? Come on. No. No.
I agree with you, caller. But what I would ask you is what do you suggest that we do about it?
Well, if the law has a quantity, because if that is so, and then you can't go into no bars and charge anybody.
Right.
Because that's the private bar. And if they want to have 3,000 people in the bar, well, then they're supposed to be able to have 3,000 people in the bar. You understand how asinine it starts to become? We have a law, it's either for all or for none at all. Because then somebody, the same way how Mr. Griffith wants to jump up and say they will charge anybody, they will bring them before the court. Because what he has done now, if anybody in this country was to get charged after, they will put the country before the court.
Right.
Because then you can't come in, that's my private property. So he has just opened the country to endless lawsuits. By what he might think is giving somebody a chance, he has opened the country to a liability. And he needs to stand up like a man and say it was a bad judgment call and shall not happen again, instead of trying to defend stupidity.
Okay, caller.
Because that is what it is.
Okay, caller, thank you. Just before you go, what do you think is the what do you think about the Ministry of Education and how they are progressing with their school term?
Well, listen, the education system, I'm in school right now.
Okay.
Right, doing a degree. The thing is, my son is in school, he's in UWI also doing a degree. This now has to deal with discipline of the students. Because now there's nobody to be looking over your shoulder.
Right.
You have to look over your own shoulder. You are now responsible for you. It's like independence, but in a bigger, in an individual way. You know, Dr. Eric Williams stated, Master Day is done. We now have to see about ourselves. People didn't understand that. But this is what this type of schooling is done now. The school has closed. We now have to school ourselves. So the students have to be disciplined. Parents have to ensure that they instill a certain amount of discipline in the children, that the children will log on and show their face. Don't be playing the fool, playing games while they're supposed to be in class.
Right.
Class don't go on for any length of time. It is now up to the parents to finally do parenting. I'm sorry to be so blunt. But it's now up to the parents to finally be parents.
It really is.
And instill some discipline in your children. Don't blame a system. That you have to be a major player. The teacher now is online. They only have like a 10% input in the education. A lot of it now, your child, yes, it's a big jump because your child now has to jump from primary to tertiary instantaneously, because we all know that is how they teach you in tertiary. You have to do most of the work for yourself. So it is now incumbent on the children and the parents to ensure that they get the work done. If they have homework, they have to do it. Because if they have nobody and there's not many consequences, because when you're going to give it attention, really? Right.
Okay,
You
caller,
understand?
thank you.
So we have to do our work. We have to be parents for ourselves now.
Correct.
Nice one. Have a nice
Correct.
day.
Same with you. Same to you. That was very interesting what the caller said, especially where the emphasis is placed now on parents to ensure that their children, who would now become their students, is adhering to the rules, because we have received complaints, alleged complaints, that there was things like pornography and other things of bad taste going on during the lives on the Zoom meetings and whatnot, where things that are inappropriate or not suitable for a learning environment were being played or being shown by other students and whatnot. Some students using it as a place to meet and lime and thing, because you could turn your mic on and take it back off. To those who are accustomed with Zoom, okay, we are getting another call. Hello, caller. Good morning. Welcome.
Hi, good morning. Who am I speaking with again?
This is Small Dread from Youth Talk.
Small Red. Let me tell you what is difficult about this, because I had to go to this morning and I have been announced even because of setting up the class.
Okay.
Let me tell you what's difficult. I have two subjects. I just season a phrase group here. I
Okay.
have two subjects turned up together, so I could probably get something done. My thing is for the parents who don't have a clue what is going on to be able to teach their children. That, for me, is so frightening.
Very true. Very true.
It's frightening because, I mean, as I was explaining to a friend what it was, I say, I know BABY is BB and BABIES is BB, because you drop the Y because of a consonant after the...
Right. As you learn in school, yes.
How somebody who do not know the basics has to translate this to the child?
Right, like how to read and write and whatnot. That is very true. That is very true.
We have a difficult task ahead. Even if we have everything in place, it's going to be difficult for plenty children.
It is, especially children who live in certain communities where outside is a major distraction.
Outside and inside, where the parents don't even know how to read and write.
Yeah, because maybe you might have abusive parents, or you have like an older brother who don't care, blasting music hard, you trying to learn. Mommy like, hey boy, load on the music. He cussing with mommy, because these things are reality, eh? You know?
Real.
We might pretend like, they will get, once you really want to learn, you would learn, but then there's a lot of factors that could become a barrier to your learning.
Sorry for those children who have to go through this.
Yes, it is a very sad case. It is a very sad case, especially the younger ones.
I took like 2 hours just to set up and get that to settle down and start the work on short. This is what we're supposed to do today. And then get out and make sure that you focus before I could leave. Because I'll just tell you back, TV could switch on, because Granny know what's going on, so she could do what she wants,
Right.
It's difficult. It's really
Yeah, and this is why I wanted to open the discussion. This is exactly why, because I would like to get some people to call in and probably give suggestions or ideas to parents who are in these sort of positions as to how they would get their students, a proper education, plain and simple, a proper education.
I think we have to do them in small groups. I think small groups with parents who are struggling, they may have to pull them in small groups, so that somebody can work with a parent, can work with a group of 5.
Right.
For parents who cannot do it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Enjoy it. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Instead of coming out and critiquing every single move, every little thing, why did this, why this, we have to come out and come with solutions, because at the end of the day, love or hate the government, they are the government. Love or hate them, they are there. And love or hate them, the children have to learn. Okay, we have another call. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yes, all right. Calling back again. I heard you mention also about that the students are doing different things during the meeting and at the
Yes.
meeting. Now, that is sad to say on behalf of the teachers, they are not aware of the technology and how to...
Yes, a lot of
utilize
them,
it.
especially the older teachers.
Yeah, because with Zoom, especially, there are places as the person, whoever is the host who's setting up the meeting, you can decide whether it's to allow somebody to share the screen, allow them to speak, or whatever it is you want. You can lock off the mic if they turn it on, because
Right.
you are the administrator. So I know this is something that everybody is just thrust into, but I think we need to get a little bit of same Zoom classes to teach the teachers how to administer the software that they are using.
Okay.
How to do administration
Yeah,
of
yeah.
it properly, so they can have a better control. Because as the person, as I told you, we're doing our course, and a long time now we have been doing our courses over Zoom. As the administrator, you can control who shares the screen. If you give somebody permission to share the screen, or if it is, you will give them permission to even speak.
Okay.
And now sharing the screen is not putting on your camera. That is different, right? So you have to get them trained. So they need to get people who are versed in this software to start
Very
giving
true.
some training to the teachers. If they want, they could contact me. I'm not a pro. I know the fellow who has been doing it for our class. He is very versed in it. They can contact me. I will surely give them the information.
Okay, caller, you mind passing on that contact?
Ask Sharon or Roberto.
Okay.
Sharon, the number. Ask Sharon or Roberto.
All right. One more thing before you go. Do you think that the school feeding program is necessary at this time, given that all students are home, one, and two, the country financial state?
All right. Yes and no. No in the format that it was before, which was giveaway so that people could throw away in the rubbish bin.
Right.
And yes to the ones who actually need it. So just like how they're doing the gate now with a mean step, they might
Yes.
have this one mean step.
Yes, yes.
Is to find out who is really in need, because
Very true.
honestly, without a proper meal, it's impossible for you to study.
Yeah, exactly. Very true. Very true.
All right?
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Same to you. Okay, so listeners, I hope you are getting an idea of what the public has to say about this situation that we are facing right now, because I honestly believe that our country is in dire need of help. We have another call coming in. Hello, good morning, caller.
Good morning. I was on for a long time, and I was listening to my people and heard the conversation.
Okay.
So I just wanted to view.
Oh, you want to know what we're talking about?
I know you're talking about
Okay,
the
okay.
online teaching, right?
Right.
And that's the right how to do it.
Right. It's basically, what do you think about the Ministry of Education's efforts to restart school, and do you have any suggestions? Because we don't want to bash them yet, especially as it's a new system that they have.
Well, I am not bashing because I am in this with everybody else.
Okay.
I work for the Ministry of Education, so I am part of the people that they want to bash.
Okay.
So my thing is, there was, as the guy is saying, the ministry should do some courses for teachers. There were courses offered in the vacation, I think the last
Yes,
week,
workshops, yes.
the workshop. So it was the teachers to go in and register and do the course. So that was up to them.
That course
Right.
was to familiarize themselves with the Zoom software?
It was a lot of things.
Okay.
A lot of things involved. A lot of work involved, right? So, and it was all geared for online teaching. So, it was up to individuals to register, to take part in that. Right. The other thing is that people have to understand that teachers are parents too.
Right.
And sometimes we forget and we start about teachers. Teachers are parents too in most instances. And if they're not yet, they will be. Or maybe they have children that already passed this age.
Yeah, through the schooling system.
Yeah. So saying that some people saying that teachers should do this. Some people want teachers to teach all kind of when they come from work, they want it convenient to them.
Yeah.
They want my teachers can't bring on classes at 6 o'clock. No. That I find that is very being unreasonable to teachers because they're online and this is more work than if you're in a classroom. This online teaching is
It's very hard to get your point across.
Yes, it's a greater workload and the workload, the preparation, because now we have to prepare for online and then we have to prepare for the packages for children who have it's more work for a teacher doing this than if they just go to a school in a classroom. It's more work. So I say it have delinquents anywhere you look in any
Yes, very true.
situation. There is delinquent teachers, doctors, nurses, politicians, any aspect of life where there is work, there is delinquency. So you can't say there is delinquent teachers, there's delinquent everybody. So I would say there are places that you can go if your teacher is not doing what they have to do. You go to the principal, you go to the school. The schools are open per se, not open for students, but the school are open for administration. So you can, if your child teacher is not doing anything, you can go to the school, complain to the principal. If you don't get redress there, you can see it in the Ministry of Education. There are things you could do. So the parents have to do their part. The students have
Which
to do
is a
their
very
part.
major part.
Yes, and the teachers have to do their part. It's not on one sector.
Yes, very true.
Have to do this. And if parents are not into the online, into the internet, into this, they could get help.
Yeah, it must have a cousin or somebody.
Yeah, somebody that could sit and somebody sure more informed than the teachers too.
And what the scary thing is, children who do not want to learn will find ways to trick even their own parents into not getting on. You know?
Of course, and the thing I say is that the ministry or whoever, I don't know if it's information or whoever, should run some ads or some...
Yes. That's a very good suggestion.
Yes, for the parents, so they could have an idea what their children looking at. Because you could be looking at a screen and thinking your child on the work and you pass and you see things going on. But you think it's work and it's ain't bound to be work. It could be some pornography, all kind of things.
Yes, because that is what we have happening.
Yes, we have to teach the parents or give the parents ideas what to look for. You know, what to look for when you pass by a child's computer, how you could search, what you could do. There needs to be information out there for parents and guardians who have these young children, because the pornographers, the people who into pornography out there, because they know children on computer now, so they out there. These things just pop up. These things just pop up on a computer. So
yeah, and it's just a click away.
Yes, so you need to, they know how to get children into these things. So we need to educate ourselves and educate those who don't know. Show them what, bring it on television, what to look for and how to get help, from other members of the family and teachers and whoever you need to reach out to somebody. And students will help students in any case, so, they will help each other and those things. So it's a lot of things. It's a new thing for everybody, new for the teachers, new for the ministry, new for students. It's new
It's very new. It's very new. Straight across the board.
Yes, yes, everybody on the learning curve here. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, caller. I hope you all now see why it was very important to open this discussion, because we really and truly cannot allow ourselves to be concerned with other matters when the future of the nation, which is the children, are at stake. The caller raised a very good, to me, a very good suggestion, which is maybe they should put little advertisements on TV or on radio, however best it could come across, even online, where it could educate and inform parents and teachers on how to use the software and how to get the best out of the software, mainly because, you know, this it is very important for the student to learn at this point, mainly because it's not as simple as just going to school again. And, you know, that the human interaction is now gone. The human interaction is now gone. Good morning, Mr. Nat Turner. My colleagues are not here with me right now. I'm sorry about that. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I just want to say, there was a lot of parents out there that is not tech savvy. And it's a serious challenge for them. Because two people close to my family, into my wife, and asking her that to send the children, just two boys, that she will teach them, because there's a challenge for these parents. And remember, these parents are accustomed going to work and sending the children to school. So this is a major challenge for, listen, it could be over half of the parents and children on the way home.
Yeah, it really could be. It really could be.
Listen, and this is a serious challenge, because let me tell you something. Lack of proper parenting, lack of proper supervision, this education ain't going nowhere.
Yes,
and
very true.
It's frightening. It is really frightening, because I remember there were a lot of parents, they going out there to provide. So who they really have to teach that child, to supervise that child? It's really, really difficult, because we have a lot of parents that is not tech savvy. So I hope the government really put ads in the papers, put it on television, put it on the radio, just to see if it get into the minds to help some of the parents. And families, we have families, call each other, see what issues in that avenue.
Precisely.
We could provide
yes.
as a people.
Support.
Call and explain, see how you can even teach your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, that they can help the children. We need to come together as a people, you know. As a nation, we need to come together to be able to deal with this thing, you know.
Very true, very
Otherwise,
true.
a lot of children would be left back. They would listen. This thing's frightening, you know.
Yes, yes.
People don't really understand how serious this thing is going to affect the whole world. So don't feel this is just Trinidad and Tobago. There was a lot of people in this world will be affected for life. So don't feel this going to just get better. This COVID not going nowhere.
Nowhere, no time soon.
Within 2 or 3 years. So people who have not yet sit with your family, your husband, your wife, your children, your aunt, uncle, nenen, sit now and discuss how you're going forward. If you want eating chicken, rice, peas, and salad, start to eat chicken and salad, or rice and peas.
Okay, caller, we run into the ads. Run into the news.
What's a wonderful program so far, Lockdown on this.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so now that I believe we have a fair idea of what there is to come. We have the news coming up at 11 o'clock. To Ms. Teresa Franklin, I'll just ask you to stay tuned because we would open the discussion about the police commissioner after the news. This is Small Journal Street 919 FM.
Let's talk on the street.
The official station that defends the nation.
Hello, this is Pastor Charles from the Upper Room Ministry. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM every Wednesday from 12 midnight to 5 a.m. for a time of prayer and intercession. I want you to know that we are going to have a TIME time in the presence of God, lifting up our nation, lifting up our families in prayer. I'm looking forward, my God, for you to join with me. Praise God, every Wednesday, praise God, praying for our nation, praying for our families, praying for our children. Join with me every Wednesday at 12 midnight. Tune into the Street 91.9 FM. God bless you.
Hey guys, it's Aisha Wells here. Listen up.